So, good afternoon. We have today with us Jason Plankers, who is, I would call him an inventor at this point because you're working on this idea full time, aren't you?
No, this is currently a part-time startup. The
Okay.
plan is to eventually go full-time, once we get enough funding.
So, you are basically, you came up with the idea,
Yes.
and what's the name of the idea?
We call our product the Saber Lock. And the idea is, if I may go into it, is it is a revolutionary device that
Yeah,
will fit over
yeah,
your deadbolt, on the inside of the door, your deadbolt has a handle. It
yeah,
fits over that,
yeah.
and then it adheres to the door. So that this way you can transform your deadbolt into a keyless electronic lock without making any modifications. So
But
no
you
need to.
open, right? You
Hmm?
need an actual key to open your door when you come back home.
No, no. With this device, it works with using RF key fobs, similar to, but actually better than a car. So you would, to unlock your door, you would just push a button on your key fob and you can unlock it at a distance.
Oh, okay. Just like for a car that's equipped like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's similar to it, but it's actually better. It's more secure and it's also more flexible because it can be paired with up to 10 other locks, and each lock can also be paired with up to 10 key fobs. So if you have a relative that has a Saber lock as well, you can pair your fob to their lock in addition to yours.
Okay. So you can have more than one fob.
That's right. Yeah, each lock supports up to 10.
Up to 10 people who can come in and out the house
Yeah, up to 10 fobs.
for the same lock. Okay. That makes
That's
sense.
right.
For big families sometimes. So if a burglar wants to get in the house, he can't get in even if he has those, those instruments that unlock locks, correct?
Yeah, the lock picking tools these days are readily available. It used to be that you would have to be a bonded locksmith in order to buy them, and you could only get them at these, specialty distributors. That is not the case anymore. You actually can buy them online at Amazon for the reasonable price of, I believe, around $25. So they're very affordable. And then in addition to that, there's manuals on the internet that you can find that would teach you how to do it if you don't know already. And there's also YouTube videos which can show you how to do it. So getting in without someone knowing has never been easier, simply because all these tools are so readily available. There's also like a lock-picking gun that you can just put into the deadbolt, and then it will just just do its business and pick the lock for you. And that's also readily available online for purchase. And those systems would no longer work with the Saber lock installed on your door, because it is a truly keyless system. By preventing the usage of the key, it also prevents the usage of any of those tools there. So to get in, they'll have to dislodge it. They'll have to use it'll take a lot more effort to dislodge it, and you'll know if somebody's been in.
Mm. Is is Do you know a person named Kim Foster? No, it has nothing to do with the invention.
Well, actually, yes, he is my CTO and co-founder.
Okay, so I can admit him.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm just asking permission because I guess you gave him the permission to join in. So here he is. Hi, Kim. Thanks for joining us. I was not sure you were part of this company. So I just started with Jason, and he just explained to me, uh, what the idea is overall, not the technical part of it. So I guess you work together for the technical part of it. So my question, Jason, is once you have the fob, that's a protection against entering your apartment without a key. Is that it?
Well, in a manner of speaking, the fob is just how you would be able to lock and unlock your door from now on, because it's keyless. You know, that's the way you do it. That's the way that you do it.
Okay, but the lock cannot be either or, cannot just be, you cannot switch to a key if you want to.
That's correct. And Kim can explain a little bit more about how that works.
Okay, Kim, so you have the word. He gave you la parole, like they say. He let you speak about it. You are
Oh, you're
muted.
on mute.
You are muted.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm sure he mentioned that our unit fits over the handle of the existing deadbolt on the inside of your door.
Yeah.
And it's controlling the existing deadbolt. So it's inherent in the design of our unit in order to provide the security aspect of it, namely that any of these either keys or lock picking tools or bump keys prevent those from being used. Its mechanism is designed to prevent that you could insert a key but into the lock because it's still the same, but you won't be able to turn it.
Ah, okay. So we'll prevent someone who have hold of the key to enter your apartment.
That's correct. And then, like for instance, I'm sure I opened this up the right way because I didn't do that last time, right?
You have a prototype?
But I've got a set of lock picking tools that I ordered off of Amazon.
Okay.
And a book that tells me how to do it.
Oh, okay. They tell you how to.
And bump keys, which is another set of things. I won't reach back for those, but those are readily available on the internet. And there's been an app there's been an app that you can put on your phone that allows you to take a picture of a key and send those images to back through the app, and they'll send you a duplicate key. So again, there's a lot of current threats to home security, and that's why we went our route. So not only through the key fob does it add convenience, allows you to, from your car, go ahead and unlock the door, then grab your groceries, and you just have to turn the knob rather than having to fumble for your keys. But it also provides that security aspect of it. And from the outside, there's no obvious, nothing that you can tell that ours is in there, except for you can't, somebody that's trying to get into your house with lockpicking tools can't do that now.
Okay, so when I'm home, for example, I leave my door unlocked so I can go across the hall and back, and only at night I lock it completely. So is there a mechanism where I can unlock my door while I'm there?
Yeah, you can. Our device allows you to use the fob, whether you don't have, if you go outside your door, you don't have to use the fob. You can leave it unlocked.
So there's a button.
Also, it still has on our unit itself, it has a handle on it. So it still allows you to do a manual operation on that when you're at home. If you get a package delivered, you can get that, or if you had to leave your house in a hurry due to an emergency, you can still do that without having to search for the fob.
Okay, so you can unlock. Okay.
Yeah.
No, in my house, you push the bottom part of the lock and it unlocks it. Those buttons up and down. But
okay.
I mean, there are different locks have different mechanism, but I'm talking about my apartment. So there's a mechanism where you push and it's unlocked, and then you push it back and it's locked without having to use a key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you can double bolt it from the inside.
Yeah. So and certainly there's going to be some deadbolt types or doors locked in a certain fashion that our device isn't going to necessarily fit over all those examples. But for the ones where the deadbolt has a handle on it, our unit will mount and grab onto that handle and then control that handle with the mechanism and in response to the pushing the button on the key fob.
Oh, there's maybe 3 mechanism on the key fob. Is that it? Is there open and close like in a car, or is there more?
Yes. No, it's just open and close like a car.
Like a car, okay.
Yeah.
And what's the difference between a car opener and your fob?
Well, nowadays there's different types of car fobs. There's some that are proximity sensor type. That's not what ours is. Ours is more where you actually just press a button to lock it, or the other button to unlock it.
Okay, right in front of your door. Okay.
Yeah, well, you can do it from like 40 or so feet away. We'll do the exact testing when we get the production prototypes done. But
okay, so right now, before you do the prototype, you're working on the programming of the fob.
Yeah, we have an engineer that's working various subtle aspects of the programming, but we've got a demo unit that's functional now that uses that code, and we'll be making updates to it depending on what we find, or maybe some efficiencies in the power usage or things like that. So, but right now we have a functional set of firmware that has been already coded up.
Okay, so this will work, I assume, with modern apartments, built lately, like in the last 5 years or whatever, or last 20 years. But will it work in an old-fashioned door, like those old locks in Victorian homes, where you actually have more complicated mechanism inside the lock? Will that work with old-fashioned houses, like a Victorian home?
Well, there's certainly some types that this won't work with. Again, it's what it will work with is any of the deadbolts that have a handle that's by themselves.
Okay.
And so but that still covers 85 or 90% of the market. There are these odd cases like you're talking about, or some others that are a mortise style, where it's integrated into the handle and all that, the larger handle that you grab onto. Ours won't work with those. But again, on the basis of conversation with a seasoned locksmith, ours will cover 85 to 90% of the
That's
homes.
very good. That's very good. So you have like 85% of the market in the United States.
Available.
Okay, so that should make you happy, Jason, because you part of the project. Okay.
Absolutely. There's a lot of potential with this product.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the last thing I mentioned last time on the meetup is about the sliding card that you have in hotels. Those are programmed per guest. They can only use it for themselves. Is there any correlation between those two, or it's totally two different systems?
It's two different systems. The way that our system works is that when it comes out of a box here and it's brand new, one of the installation steps is to pair it with the key fobs that you bought along with it, whether it be the one that came in the box or some additional ones that you got later. So it is paired together, and then you can later on unpair it if you want to.
Okay, now do you need a special technician to install it inside the lock?
No. Like I said at the very beginning, there is no modification. No modification, no need to use screwdrivers, nothing like that.
Nothing like
Simple.
that. Put it over.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So you put it over on the inside of the apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it will sense it from the outside of the door?
Yeah, it uses a radio signal, so it can travel a fair distance even through the door.
Okay, so I'm at my door. The The cover is inside my house, but I can still use the fob. Is that
That's
it?
right.
Okay, now I get it a little bit better. I have a better image of what. And what does it look like? It looks like a little cover on your lock. What does it look like?
Well, essentially, it does look like that. like look like that there. There's the enclosure is a plastic enclosure, and then it contains all of the magic that makes it happen, all those mechanical assemblies, the motor, the electronics, all of that there. And it's about 6 inches long and 3 inches deep, I
Sticks to
believe.
the lock. It sticks to the lock.
That's right.
No, like you said, no screwdrivers needed.
No screwdrivers.
Okay, how does it stick? Is it like a magnetic stick or what is it?
It uses an adherence, kind of like a command strip
Okay,
type of thing.
yeah, and it will stick to the lock.
Yeah, and it sticks to the door around the lock too.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that from the outside door, there's a sensing of for the fob to open the door.
There's no piece on the outside. It's just that the radio signal can go through the door, can travel through it.
And you open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and that will unlock it.
How are you gonna
And,
do this? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupt.
oh yeah, just again, the key fob has, from initial testing with it, it goes through, going through walls or even floors. Our engineer has used it where the signal has traveled well over 35 or 40 feet. So you could be pulling in front of your house,
And you can
and then
open your door. Okay.
and then do it while you're still in the car or just as you get out, unlock it, and then grab your groceries or small pet or something like that, and then just walk up to your door. So you don't have to be right at the door to unlock it. It can be done from a distance, and that's your option as to when you hit the unlock button.
It's a little bit.
But one of the other really good uses would be in some apartments, or where there's a long hallway or whatever. Somebody can make sure the hallway is safe. They don't have to turn their back to the door while they unlock it with a key. They could see that it's safe, so they could unlock it and then walk right in. So that's kind of another idea of that use of distance.
4 feet away. 4 feet away.
Up to 40 feet or so away. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You can be from your car, like you said.
Yeah.
So
And we'll do more testing on that when we get the prototypes up, just to characterize what that distance is. But so far it's looking like
Good.
we've got a lot of
you're gonna
distance
start
that we can
testing
cover.
in apartments and then homes later. Will you be starting with apartments, which is
No, well, it would be really starting with wherever people wherever they live. So we're not going to be targeting or only selling to homes or apartments. It's going to be whoever wants one of these, whether they live in an apartment or whether they live in a home.
I see.
Yeah, because it's a refit product, it's equally applicable to both.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds like. So, how many testing before you know you have a winning product? I mean, you're gonna test 1,000 homes.
Well, currently we have a list of more than 80 people who have signed up for beta testing, and
beta testing. Okay.
yeah, the beta for testing the beta version once the development gets to that point.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. With different kind of locks, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are real people, and they will be testing them in their homes.
Okay. Or their apartment.
Yeah, or their apartments.
Oh, okay. No, because apartments usually have standard modern kind of locks, and homes are a little bit maybe less modern, whatever. So you're gonna test both, I assume. Okay. So I think you explained very well the idea. Kim will be working on the technical part of it, and you just the person who's gonna say yes, I like that shape, I don't like that shape. You're the what kind of feedback you're gonna give him? Are
Well,
you also in the technical side of it?
well,
Yeah.
we actually have a team of engineers who also develops the product.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So it's a startup with a whole team.
Hmm.
So
Yep, that's correct. Very experienced engineers.
okay, and you are the project manager, I assume.
Yes, we are.
Okay, both together, together. Okay. So anyway, I understand what you're doing. Thank you so much for participating about on the show. What's your idea? And I guess if you
Mhm.
want to talk about the market is about everyone in the United States. Like you said, 85% of the homes, right?
Hmm. That's right. It's very substantial.
It's a huge market. Oh, I didn't touch on what do you expect the cost to be of one?
Mhm. Well, currently, we're anticipating the cost for the base package of one lock and one fob
Yeah.
to be to retail for about $150.
Okay.
That's our current expectation.
Okay. So
It'll be around that.
it's maybe for homes that don't have like a security system where you dial in to get in, and who wants just a double security in their apartment. Because before I get into my apartment building, I have to dial a number
Hmm.
and then I go to my apartment. Now, if I have this double security, I mean, the odds of someone getting in the building are lower than if it's just a home with a lock, correct?
Hmm.
Right. There are a lot of apartment buildings though that don't have that double security. That's more typical in the downtown areas of cities,
Yeah,
but certainly like in the residential areas, there's an awful lot that you just go in and then it's the access to
to your apartment.
your door. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
there's a door for downstairs at the gate, and then there's a door to your apartment. So you can put the fob on the apartment, I assume, and then the key to get in the building should be standard through the gate. Let's say there is a gate with a key and
right.
Hmm.
different key than your apartment. Then you go to your apartment, and then you'll have the fob there.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because maybe
So
not all the tenants of the apartment building wants to have a fob also at the gate. I don't know. It could be
well,
that.
yeah, we wouldn't have one at the gate. I mean, typically you would, for the those are typically a different design anyway, but also that would be something, like you say, that not everybody would necessarily want, but an individual apartment or maybe a condominium situation, they may want to have that on their own door going into their house, because there is, even though that outer door does provide some level of security, it isn't always, um, people do get in
Get in,
there or whatever. They may want that extra one.
gardener get
But
in.
certainly in the homeowner situation, um, we see an awful lot of people that just, like there's a guy that I know well. His name is Larry, and he's a Vietnam War vet. He doesn't like to work with gadgets. He doesn't want to change things out, but he really likes this idea of just being able to put our device over his existing deadbolt. He
Yeah,
doesn't have to mess
it
with
makes you
tools
sleep
or
better
anything
at
like that.
night.
So
Yeah, it makes
yeah,
you secure at night, right? You can sleep.
yeah.
It's
And then there's an awful lot of people that don't like the idea of the home security systems, just because the cost of the non-recurring cost of get all the security elements of it, but then also they don't like the monitoring costs either. So a lot of people just trust their existing deadbolt, and the fact that there are those threats to that existing deadbolt now, that people are looking for a solution such as ours to
okay.
to
Yeah, that's true.
provide that security without all those extra costs.
Yeah, I know some people have like a security system that have a siren if somebody breaks in their home,
Yeah.
but you have to pay for it. It's not free.
Yes. Right.
This will reduce their cost
Yeah.
rather than increase their cost.
And then, there's other entries into the market too. It's interesting. There's a lot more home health care. And this is one area that we've already talked with some home care professionals where somebody is on their own has rigged up a remote control system for to unlock their front door because they're somebody that isn't mobile, and a home health care provider comes to their door. Well, this would work in that situation because it would be able to be installed easily on the inside of their door, and then they could just press the button on the fob to let the person in, or have a fob checkout system with the people providing home health care that would allow that healthcare provider to come with a fob that would unlock their door.
Oh yeah, the healthcare for elderly, yeah,
Yeah.
or disabled people, yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
And
There'll be a fob for the
that's
person.
right. And our system allows a lot of combinations. We can have for a larger household of family or that's living in one place, everybody can have their own key fob and work with that one lock unit. And then also we're also seeing a lot of people are helping take care of an elderly relative that still has their own home.
Yeah.
And so the person doing the caring could end up having their own Saber lock unit and use that same fob to be providing access into their elderly relative's home. So they don't have to carry around multiple fobs in that case, because one fob can be paired up to multiple lock units. And then vice versa, one lock unit can be paired with multiple fobs. So it's we try to build in the versatility there to those kind of different situations.
So multiple fobs for multiple residents of an apartment, or for people who are allowed to have access to the apartment?
It's more the people allowed to have the access to the apartment. Now, certainly in a smaller complex, maybe it's a quadruplex of 4 apartments or something like that. The person managing it could elect to have these units installed, and then be able to have one master fob that would control all of them for the purpose of being landlord, and then each individual apartment or unit within that fourplex could have their own fobs for their own use.
Oh yeah, but landlords need a 3-day notice before they can enter your apartment.
Oh, they still have to operate, under that, but at least they would have the ability to use this kind of a system.
If they get permission.
Right.
And you would give them permission, or they would tell you how the system is going to work for them, whatever. When they give you, if the landlord gives you the fob, then it will operate the same way as if they give you a key.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be variables to all this.
Right.
Like,
there always are.
like someone visiting for 2 weeks, we're gonna give him a fob for 2 weeks, or we can just leave the door unlocked, whatever, or remove the fob while they're visiting for Christmas, whatever. But it will be easy to remove and put back on after the relative visits, and so there won't be any need to make multiple. I mean, to give the relative a fob. I mean, we just remove it while they're there, or give them an extra fob, whatever.
If you wanted to, you could.
Yeah, so there's different ways to handle that. I mean, this has an application into some, you could imagine an Airbnb situation.
Yeah.
Since it's a real easy step to reset the key fobs to the lock unit.
Yeah.
You could, since you don't have to take it apart or anything, you can hit there's a reset button that will allow you to start that pairing over again. So after each visit that somebody's using that process could be used. and so that it would be totally secure for the next people in.
Okay.
Um,
So you can reset with different codes inside for the next person.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's an internal coding kind of it's a part of the encryption there as well. It's a but that's part of that pairing. What it does is it erases the
So,
fobs that have been used before, and then starts that process over again.
and reset it to a new code.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Or like a situation where if a fob was lost, you could go through that reset process, and that fob, if somebody did find it, where it would not be used, able to be used again. It's much like you'd have for your garage door opener. You can.
Oh yeah, you cannot use it again because it has been disabled.
Well, or it's been the fact it's that's right. It was so in that case where you do the reset, it would be disabled. So if somebody did find it and try to gain access to your home, it wouldn't work because of that reset function.
Okay, okay. Just like in hotels, you reset for the next guest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then each time you reset, there is no cost, right?
That's correct.
It's like when you change your password on your computer, there's no cost.
Right. Yes. That's strictly under the control of the person that owns the lock unit. So.
Okay. And then is there like a central place where all this is controlled, or it's
No.
just between the buyer and his lock?
That's correct. The latter is correct. It's between the buyer and his lock.
Okay.
Yeah, no internet connection means that all those, we always hear in the news, oh, like some hacker group targeted this corporation or that corporation. You don't have to worry about that with our product. There is no internet connection.
Everybody's different. Everybody's okay. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. When do you expect it to be out to the market?
Most likely it's going to be next year. We still have some additional development to do as well as some additional
full year of testing first.
Well, a full year, yeah, we want to do testing with what we have. We need to get it ready for the beta version. And then once the beta versions have been developed and produced, then we need to do some additional testing in the field with real people in real people's homes in order to, to make sure that our product actually works like it's supposed to.
Yeah, well, you came up with a good idea. And when you came up with the idea, did you have like an actual model in your hand, or it was all in your head only?
It's all in the head.
All right, and all your engineers are remote in different part of the world. They work together.
They're all based around the Portland area, but Portland, Oregon area.
Okay.
But yes, they do work together. Absolutely.
On Zoom, whatever other platform you chose.
Yeah, and occasionally they need to meet up. So they've done that on their own, or we've met them up to get under different circumstances to get the demo unit in our hands, or some parts to the mechanical engineer, for instance. So I've met up with him more than one occasion for that.
That's good. So you two co-founders with a team of engineers to do the programming kind of thing.
Right, programming and the mechanical design work. So there's, and then the other, we do have a guy that does copywriting for us.
Yeah.
And then we do have a director of marketing. And sales.
Yeah, that's usually with each invention for later on. Anyway, I wanted to thank you both for participating. I understand.
Well, thank you.
So if I understand, and I'm not that smart, everybody's going to understand. I mean,
right.
I am smart, but I understand the concept and I understand what you're doing. Thank you so much for both of you for participating. And Jason, I hope you join again the meetup and share your idea with more people. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Kim, and thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.